Hey guys, welcome back to another awesome episode where I have dug from the deep, dark roots of Twitter, the amazing Fluke. Dude, how are you?
Hamish, I'm fantastic. How are you?
I'm hot. As you can tell, I've got this floral shirt on, but I thought, it's just this dude's from Australia. I need to sort of mix in. I need to fit the part, but it's so bloody hot here. I do have a vest on, by the way.
I'm not super Australian, you know.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, he's not shirtless.
No. I know that you're not super Australian. You've I've listened to your absolutely awesome podcast. You're also one of the co-hosts of the amazing Thunder, which is with an F, not a TH, by the way. I heard your backstory. It's quite a journey. Unfortunately, I got through to halfway of it, and then I thought, all right, okay, I've got to get logged back into work and stuff, so I didn't get right through to the end. But yeah, dude, it's what was where was it you were originally from again? Just so you can give everyone.
I was born in Lebanon.
Lebanon, that's it.
Yeah, I lived there, and then here, and then back there, and then back here. Overall, I spent 8 years there, and the rest. I'm 35. The rest of that time, I've lived in Australia.
Yes.
But my formative years, like 6 to 13, I was there.
Right. Okay.
Which is a big chunk of your character and habits and culture. Yeah.
So I want to just give this opportunity for you to sort of give the community of Push the Point a little bit of backstory about, who is the Fluke and Box, why and how did you decide you're going to be the Fluke and Box of cracking the dude that the content creator that cracks like somehow like an immeasurable amount of
it's
boxes.
Not immeasurable. I know exactly how much I've cracked.
Dude, it feels when you on our end. Well, for me, it feels immeasurable. It's just like, God, this guy has got boxes coming out of his ears. How did this?
I slowed down a lot, you know.
So, kick me off a little bit about your fab history and even your content creation history.
So, exactly a year ago, really, a year and a few weeks. So, July last year was big. It was our second big lockdown in Sydney, and that's my birthday month. And I had a holiday booked to North Australia, which is much warmer.
Right.
Cairns, if you know where that is, and it got refunded.
Right.
Look, anyway, it's north, it's warm. We were gonna, July is winter in Australia, so we were gonna go get some sun.
Right.
And they cancelled it because of this like surprise lockdown.
Right.
Got a refund, $2,200 or whatever. And I'd been watching Rudy open Crucible on his channel.
Right.
First.
Got you.
I just click and collected a box from my local. Went and picked it up. Pack 1, Shiana cold foil.
Oh.
Jump on the internet, right? Just trying to figure out, this card looks fancy. And, I think someone had it listed for $12,000. It wasn't worth that, but you know how people list them on eBay? Yeah. Oh, when you don't know, you don't know. And I was like hooked. I bought some Monarch. And I was just, I watched Rudy, right? I watch him open Magic, but Magic has been around for as long as I've been alive. And that doesn't interest me to catch up on 30 years going back.
Yeah.
Well, Fab, Rudy kept talking about it's brand new. You can get into it. Obviously there was the collector element. You could make money, I guess. So, but I was only interested in opening, so I just was opening. And then on the like Australian trade Facebook page, I'd buy alpha boxes, and people would be like, "Hey man, like I've been holding that since day one. I'd love to know what's in it. Can you record it? When you open it."
Yeah.
So I did like 1 or 2 videos privately like that on my iPhone. And then realized it's too hard to send like a 30-minute video via iPhone.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you know what? I'll just upload it to a YouTube channel because people, it's a $5,000 box or whatever it was at the time. I'm sure people want to see.
Yeah.
And that was it. And I was coming up with like names, and Fluke. Fluke is like my online gamer nickname anyway.
Yeah. You always.
I've been using that since I was like 10 years old. And that's it. I just made Fluke and Box, Flesh and Blood, and it sort of sounds like Fluke Unbox if you say it like it could sort of rhyme with it. So I just did it, and my first few videos I was not even speaking, and I was just like opening for me.
So what is
ASMR?
So yeah. So what is it that have you always been like a collector? Have you, like, when you saw this and you're like I think it's quite a lot of money, right? So I suppose really it feels like it just came out of nowhere. Are you always been a gamer? Have you always been a collector? What was your like objective to go, I'm going to spend a lot of money to open cardboard?
You go back far enough.
Yeah.
Counter-Strike was probably the first game I got into in a very hardcore way.
Yeah.
LAN cafes and stuff. But when CS:GO came out with the skins, skin gambling, like I made six figures on skin gambling in Counter Strike.
Oh
Like I
wow.
don't know if you
Okay.
even know what that is, but
Oh, I know
I
Counter Strike, but I don't know what skin gambling.
so in Counter Strike there's loot boxes.
Oh,
You get
right.
every hour, whatever how long you play, and then you can pay $3 or whatever for a key. You open it, and there's a chance of like
Oh,
legendary
right.
skins.
Yeah, yeah,
But then
sure.
there's chances of that legendary skin being like a super clean one or a pattern that's very hard to get as well. Like there's rarity in the randomness of how they paint the gun or the knife or whatever.
Right. So there's like a
And then there were sites where you could, rather than deposit real money, which is illegal if you're 15 to do, you could deposit a skin. And some of these skins are worth $10,000. So you can
right.
you can deposit the skin, like a Steam account will ask you for a trade. You trade them your knife, you get $10,000 credit on the website. You bet on the pro scene, and if you win, you get your knife back plus whatever value of other people's skins. So it's all money, but it's trading
Right.
skins. Like
Yes. Yes.
it's actually the very first one of the very first forms of NFTs. People just aren't aware that that's how they were used back then because it
Right.
had a you could trace it back to where it came from and stuff. But either way, that's when I like, again, six figures in that easy.
Wow.
Because
Really?
I used to play fairly well. I wasn't like global elite or anything, but I was two ranks under global elite and
Oh
in a
wow.
team and
Okay.
stuff like that. But the skin part, I was quite good at picking winners. And if people know Counter Strike, Fnatic, a team went on an absolute tear and won everything, and I used to just bet blind on them. And you would
Well,
never double
right.
your money, but it was a pretty safe bet that would win, to be honest, for a
Right.
long time. But that was
Okay.
it. That was like my first, I guess. The problem with online loot boxes is they are gambling. Like most of the stuff is worth nothing. Um, Cards appeal to me because again, I've watched Rudy for years,
Hmm.
so I understood that Magic the Gathering was a game that people like you could open the box or draft it or trade with your friends, but they also was the chance of a lottery card. Like, I've seen open boosters with a Black Lotus. I knew that the lottery aspect existed, but you never opened a box and it was zero EV. That's not possible.
Right.
While online loot boxes, a lot of times the EV is zero, or you're not even allowed to trade what you open, which makes it very toxic.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
if that makes sense, like Overwatch skins, you can't even trade with your friends. So to me, that's
It
bull
reminds
crap, and I wouldn't spend a cent on it.
it reminds me very much of FIFA. Have you ever heard of FIFA?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've watched that content too, and to me, it's crazy
That is
because it's
it's
like people
yeah.
are spending $100,000 on boxes in the game to get this one lottery thing, but you can't just go on a market and buy it.
No, no, it's wild, and it's just to get the gold Ronaldo for your team, and oh god,
Yep.
it it's weird because we're doing it with this game, but it is
But
not.
it's different.
But it's
No,
different. But
it's
it is,
different. First
yeah.
of all,
Do
you
we tell
could keep
ourselves
the box
this?
sealed. No,
Yeah,
no, you
yeah,
can. So I'll tell you why I think it's different. Why I do it. You can keep the box sealed,
yeah. That's true.
and it becomes the pack that might have the gold Ronaldo in it, but it's now 20 years old and you can't even buy it. So in and of itself, it goes up in value, right? The
Yeah,
Ronaldo packs you can't keep them for 10 years. They'll be FIFA 2035, and
that's true.
they deleted your old account by then. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But you're
yeah, that's
throwing
true.
money away. Second, if you don't hit the Ronaldo, it's still play pieces like in Monopoly. Like it's a board game type of aspect where there is no Monopoly box. You have to buy. I've bought master sets recently. Like I think you got to open about 10 cases to get a master set of Flesh and Blood,
Well,
which
even an
is,
uprising.
I think so. Like to get
Okay.
everything, right? To get like three of every majestic and stuff. I think,
Well, in
and
foil and
legendaries.
non-foil and everything.
Well, I haven't even thought about foil. Either way, though, I bought these master sets because I'm sick of opening and not even having a master set when I'm done opening. Because
Yeah.
the variance is there. Like you'll end up not having one of the fucking legendaries even after 10K.
Yeah,
It happens.
it does.
You
It
can't
does.
help it.
Yeah, that's
So
true.
but that's the difference. I think the balance is, and also for LSS to succeed, everybody should buy a box to a case that plays the game for
Yeah.
the fun of opening it or to draft it. I think Uprising's done so well because most people are drafting it and then ending up with play pieces, which is, again, you're paying $100, let's say, for the box. That's your game experience.
Yes.
$15 a player. That's what you pay for. If you put the cards in the bin after that, you didn't lose money, but except you also get to keep the cards and you can potentially get $90 of your $100. So you nearly played for free, and or you get the legendary and you played for free and made $50 for opening the box. So there's the gambling aspect, but that's not what you're paying for. You're not
No.
constantly hitting buy to hit one card. You still need all the commons and stuff for decks. Now, I wasn't that person. I started collecting only, so it wasn't as
Right.
fun. Like it was purely about the lottery aspect.
Yeah.
I just had X amount of dollars that I was looking to do something with, and I'm like, you know what? I'll put $100,000 into this game and hold it long term. Like I could have bought shares, I could have bought gold, silver, crypto, but I had all that. Like I
Right.
just thought this is a fun collectible. I'm stuck at home for 2 months. I'm gonna and dude, my lounge room was just full of cards. We'd open, we'd sort, and then I started recording, and here we are.
Oh
Now I
yeah.
play more than I open.
Yeah. You're now. It's such a good game, isn't it? It's hard not to play it.
Well, it's all curiosity, right? And it's if
Yeah.
people are vocally anti-collector or investor, let me explain something to you.
Mm.
If a collector or investor lasts long enough, then they want to know, well, why did that double? Why did the prison boots double?
Yeah,
Because if
that's
you don't
true.
play the game, you have no idea. And then when you delve into it, you're like, oh, Prism does this, and those boots are freaking crazy. Like the mechanic on them, you can block infinitely, you can gain an action point. You're like, oh, but then you've learned something about the game inadvertently, even though all you're trying to do is buy and sell. And slowly, all of these big collectors, like look at Saint, he's probably got 7 figures worth of fab.
Oh
He
wow.
played in the Pro Tour. He won 3 games in the Pro Tour. Like he can play. But how else you can't I don't think you can invest successfully in a game without understanding the mechanics. And then if you understand the mechanics, you should be able to sit down and play.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you know what a reaction is versus an instant. You understand why this equipment's better. Like why a scabskin leather is so much cheaper than Phantasm Footsteps. Well, not as many people are playing Brute. Why? It's not as strong. Okay, speculatively, does that mean one day they release a crazy strong Brute and they go up? Yeah, someone like me might go buy 100 scabskin leathers at a low price.
I have to
I don't
ask.
do that.
No, no, no.
I
I was
don't do
going.
that. I hate
I have to. I
that.
have to ask. What is, if you don't mind me asking, and but
Mm,
what is what's your background? What's your job?
Sales.
Sales, right? So
Yeah, yeah.
just is it just like buying and trading, or is there a
So, man, again, you can catch all this through my content, but you'd have to go through 25 different videos, right?
right?
I started with uh, photocopiers when I was
Okay,
17. So I finished school at 17, went to uni for a year, hated it. So actually, by the time I was 18, I was working full time.
yeah,
Like the photocopier sales job, I think I made $50,000 in my first year, and the salary for a journalist, which is what I was studying to be, was 38K. I was
right,
like, why the hell would I be a journalist if I could just
yeah,
work 5 days a week selling photocopiers to office managers? It was
right, yeah,
great.
yeah.
Um, then I worked in retail for a bit, and then the last big stretch was in commercial solar, so solar systems, but larger ones for businesses.
Oh
Nothing like
wow,
mega farm solars, but like
yeah.
your average factory, 100 kilowatt system,
You're the
quarter of a
same.
million dollars or so. That's what I used to do. Yeah.
Oh, you used to do. Okay, so then what's happening now?
I just hate sales, and I hate I
Okay,
hate sales philosophically. Not like you can't you need salespeople, otherwise the product doesn't move. Like you
true.
can't rely on. nothing to sell stuff.
No.
Companies like Apple and Tesla don't have salespeople anymore on commission. Like they have a brand and marketing. That's all they spend money on. But that's still sales.
Yeah.
My issue was in the person-to-person sales. There's a lot of psychological tricks expected. You're supposed to, even if the roof is not ideal for solar because it's facing south and you need it to be facing north to make it economical, you're not supposed to tell them it's a bad idea.
Right. Okay.
If there's a big tree near the factory with shade on it, you're not supposed to tell them it's a bad idea. And you're not even supposed to tell them that the council will not let them cut the tree down, even though you know for a fact they're not allowed to cut the tree down. Like in a country like Australia, where it's very hot, the council will not let you remove shade from your house. Like unless it's gonna fall on the house.
Yeah.
It's very good for the energy consumption of the whole country if everyone had trees around. That kind of thing. But you as a salesperson are expected to
make the sale.
Tell them, oh look, get the solar system, it'll be fine. And then the council will let you take it down. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you know full well that's not going to happen. So that's the kind of stuff I refused to do, which meant my ego was constantly in check because I thought I was very good at what I did. But if you hold that moral high ground, I'm not a saint, by the way. I'm just saying I hate it. I hate winning like that. Like I hate getting a sale because I conned you into it.
Got you. I know what you mean.
You just get discontent after a while because people are like driving nicer cars than you, getting promotions, and you're like, yeah, but he's a lying dickhead. Like I've heard him lie to clients on the phone, and you're like just not willing to do it.
I have just been watching something on Netflix, and it's just the timing of this is absolutely spectacular. Have you ever heard of this? It's a TV program called White Gold. No, from your
it rings a bell, but I haven't watched it.
Okay, I highly recommend you do. It's basically a bunch of guys who are salesmen who is trying to sell double glazing, right? And
dude, that's hilarious. My last job before I quit sales for good was in Windows.
Yeah, you would love it then. It is literally, but this guy is he was saying he is the dickhead. He will sell to literally anything and everyone, right? And and it's called White Gold because literally the guy pulls out a lump of plastic and just goes, mate, this is white gold right here. And it's all based in the 1980s when they were hard selling like double glazing windows to get everyone to change into that. And there was basically, it was cheap as chips to make, but they just like 600% price like increase the stuff. Yeah.
For those who don't know, double glazing is nothing.
Yeah.
It's a glass. It's glass next to glass with air in the middle.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Now, does it have benefits? Yes, but if you fucking live in a paper house and you put great insulated windows in, like in Australia, a lot of houses are basically built out of fiberglass. Fiberglass. Doesn't matter how good your windows are, man. Your walls aren't insulated. Yeah, I know. It's
so give that a watch. There you go. You'd
like
love
this
it.
stuff, man. It gets, dude, it drives me insane. I hate it. Like, the problem is people convince themselves they're like, oh, I've got a family, I've got to feed my family. It's like, yeah, man, but you're conning people from feeding their family. You know what I mean? Like,
I know.
A lot of sales is con jobs. Like, I worked for Mercedes-Benz for a very short period of time. I thought like, global mega luxury brand should be above board, Yeah. No joke, man. The car would come off the back of the truck, brand new. But because, they want to save money, they haven't wrapped it in plastic. It's just the exposed paint. And it'd be a $300,000 sports car. And it's got a paint chip on it because of a stone while they're on the highway just nicked it. Dude, our sales manager would go grab a black texter, like a black marker, and just fill in the little paint chip. Your $300,000.
Why would you not just?
Mercedes?
I know. That's like sending
a panel beater, right? I mean, your Mercedes-Benz, you'd think you'd have the paint available and someone in the service workshop to be able to fix it. You would have, nah, dude.
Yeah, that sounds like the cold full Shana in an envelope. Yeah, no top loader.
Yeah. I had someone in Australia recently sold because I'm the admin of the Oceanic sales page.
Oh, okay.
And one of the recent disputes was someone sent someone a Crucible First Edition box in a padded mailer bag.
Oh, Okay.
Like just it got stuff on. It didn't even say no, like top loading. It just literally was like box in a bag. And the guy gets his like first edition crew box. It's been ripped to pieces inside. All the packs are loose. He ships it back and gets a PayPal refund. I was worried the guy that shipped it back might have been weighing packs, but then the guy that sent him the box opened it because it was destroyed at this point, and there was 2 cold foils in it. So clearly the guy was not weighing packs.
No, he was.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, he just basically just didn't. You know, he just
why
thought,
would
I've
you
probably
want
never
this?
done this before. I think this will be fine.
No.
Or did it not go down that way?
No, he knew what he was doing. The guy
Why?
that sent him.
Why did he just shove it in there? Why?
There's many assholes in the world.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
how it is.
Okay.
Yeah, lazy, cost-saving assholes.
So, how did you get to know the? So, we got an amazing history about how your Fluke and Box, or your channel kicked off, and how did you get to know the amazing Tall Timmy and start up your amazing and very, very entertaining, and I highly recommend everyone check it out, Thunder. What born that?
Actually, right after this, I've got to record Thunder with Kirk from FabDB. He's our guest in person.
Awesome.
Yeah. The guy that actually makes FabDB, Race Times, and Techlo Labs.
Yeah,
they're all his projects.
Yeah. We
very
know him.
cool character. Yeah,
we've had a chat with him. He's an awesome dude.
So he's local to us as well. He'll just drive in and we'll sit down. So the way I met Tall Timmy is exactly how I started Fab. When I went and bought that box, the guy that sold me the box was like, "Hey, a friend of mine that I've played Magic with for years has a YouTube channel. He's called Tall Timmy." So literally, as I picked up my Crucible box, I signed in my phone and subbed to him on YouTube. Watched a video, went no, and I unsubbed. Like just all that like high energy, like it's like kids. Yeah. It's like when one of my nephews or my kid is watching like Minecraft or Fortnite streamers, how they're way over the top. Like I was immediately like, I'm not for me, right?
Yeah.
But like because I'd subbed and watched, it would sometimes come up as a recommended anyway.
So you're
and then when I started, and then I bought a Crucible first edition box of like Hayden Dale.
Yeah.
And then when he was telling me what he did, I saw his channel. I'm like, "Hey man, do you offer coaching?" And that, and the guy's like super busy. He's like, "Nah, dude, I couldn't teach you how to play, but go to any store locally, and the community's great."
Yeah.
And then I noticed one of Tall Timmy's videos was him. He'd take videos like at the armory, and I was like, "Wait, that's down the road. Like that's very close. I could drive there." So I reached out to him on Insta. He didn't reply. I'm trying to remember how I ended up actually getting it. No, he's just terrible at like checking Instagram. But I think Facebook it was that I got in touch. That was it. That's how I met him. Was me going, "Hey, I want to play. I've got a channel." And I think I had a couple of hundred subs at that point. So we said, let's meet up for the first time and make a video, which is on my channel. I put Asterix Obelisk as the thumbnail. I don't know if you've seen that video.
No, I haven't seen that one, but I will.
Well, he'd never opened a crew first box. I'm like, dude, I've got 30 of them. Come. So we opened one each, and he pulled. I told him if we pull a Cold Force Saber, he can have it, and we did. For his Bolton.
What? Wow! Just went,
And that was it. That was like, and then that week, like a few days later, we drove up to Blood Rush Gaming. So he put me in touch with someone who could make me a deck. I didn't want to buy one of those pre-con decks. I said, build me a Dory deck, foiler out, like the whole thing. So I turned up and they had a deck ready for me. I think it was like $800 deck.
But, wow. Oh, well, yeah.
But I started in a good way because I had figured out a little bit how to play. The community is usually good if you're new anyway. And I actually won my first match because I was playing against Dash and she ran out of cards. Just decked herself out.
So you just played Fatigue Dory.
Well, no, but you can block with Dory.
Yeah,
that's
you can.
The thing.
Yeah.
Like, actually, mathematically, I think against Dash and Blitz, this is before Pounder. With Pounder, it's not possible anymore. You'll just die in 3 turns if you don't get cards out of the hand. But back when there was no Pounder, if all you did was block 12 every turn, you'd be at 10 life and they would have no cards left. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's how you got to know the Tall Timmy. So what made you guys go, I think we need to do a podcast, right? Because opening boxes and and screaming team and making fake phone calls isn't enough. What is
Well,
it?
our local is an hour away. So
Right.
we all play in closer places, but Blood Rush Gaming, which is um like I guess where the crew meets up the most, is
Yeah.
an hour away. So we carpool on a Friday. Everyone's done work. We jump in the car and we drive an hour.
Yeah.
The podcast is usually us in the car. That's what
Right.
we're doing. We're talking shit. We're talking about flesh and blood. We're
Yeah.
talking about people in the community, right? That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
And it's very entertaining.
Yeah.
And we always don't agree on stuff. Like him and I are like very, very different when it comes to flesh and blood and a lot of things. But we thought we're also very similar in how we are very positive and usually defend flesh and blood because the game doesn't need to be perfect for the community to be so. So we just focus on the positive because it's a hobby. Like, of course, it's not perfect. I was close to quitting the game because of
I
this
saw
new
that.
Iceland
I
crap.
saw that tweet.
Man, it tilts, dude. I lost
Oh,
like $800,000 last year, and this tilted me more. I swear,
what?
this tilts me more.
What happened?
Like
A second
people,
I
if,
saw it, I felt like, oh my god, this. You are you're one of the knights of the defenders. The defend. You're literally one of those
nah,
dudes on that fucking table with all the swords. I was like, this guy cannot be swayed by this game. But Icelanders showed up, and you're like, fuck this stupid shit.
but it's not just Icelander. So the last time I felt like this was Starvo, and I wasn't
Oh no,
wrong.
Stava was bad. I mean, I'm not gonna.
And I wasn't wrong. Starvo's on like 1,500 LL points
Yeah.
in the
That's
first, like so I sit down with my Sabers Dory who I'd practiced on and I know how to play.
yeah,
And no joke, like someone who is local at a pro quest, he was hungover. He sleeved the deck that morning and never played it before,
and just slammed
and
it.
he beat me 40-0. And I'm like, there's no way you can look at that like because I'd played a pro quest before. I like you can high roll the Stavo on Dory and high roll anyone on anyone really in the game, but
Yeah.
40-0 with someone who was misplaying. Um, he tried to play like a one cost attack and do the Stavo thing on it. Like he clearly had no idea how the deck worked.
Right.
But for it to be so strong that it was irrelevant, he just was able to
Oh, I
get cards out of my hand,
totally agree. But Icelander?
threaten. Well, okay, but here's the thing. Why didn't I like Starvo? Because it wasn't interactive. I got into Fab because you play the Ira decks, you're blocking and min-maxing, and there's decisions every hand. You don't just ignore what the other player is doing. I've heard Magic's like that, and I don't play Magic for that reason. Is what I've heard about Magic is you can your deck can kill you because you don't draw the right stuff. Like you draw too many lands or not enough lands or whatever.
Yeah.
And the second thing is it's not always interactive. Like there's a lot of card games I've heard of where it's you setting up board state to beat the other person. It's not you. It's not the other person forcing decisions and taking you off plan. But Fab's always felt like that to me. Starvo clearly was not interactive.
No, that's agreeable.
Purely because you could ignore what the other player did, and as long as you got whatever the chances of hitting your ability, it actually didn't matter what they did because you're so above rate. Like your 3-cost card is 12-cost value, and it's got dominate +2 go again.
Yeah,
But
it's
Icelander, I'm telling you now, is worse. People just don't know it. They just don't know it yet.
So it sounds like you're very
Now, it's worse.
I know what you mean.
Let me explain.
Yeah.
Will it get to Starvo level? No, because it's not as easy. And it's less chance you'll hit there. But this is also the first Icelander set. Like, if they go 2-3 sets deep on this, let me explain why. And it's on my last podcast with Phil. It's 2.5 hours long. Not everyone has that amount of time, but they can create frostbites on their turn. They go, I think it's called in case or whatever, the red one. Create 3 frostbites, pass. So you start your turn with 3.
I know which one you mean. It's not that one. It's just basically it's a
not
red. Yeah, just play. It's not in case that one's
0 cost.
Yeah.
Frost,
I know what you mean.
I can't remember.
Have free. Yeah.
What I'm saying is Icelander can create 3 frostbites easily on her turn. Passes to you with an arsenal, right?
Not just Icelander. Oldham can also do that.
Oh look, irrelevant. This is Icelander's mechanic that look, Oldham's tilting in another way as well, but Oldham you do interact with when he beats you.
Okay. Yeah.
You don't usually lose 40-0 to Oldham, right? Here's Icelander, makes Frostbites passes. On your turn, you go, I've got 3 blues in hand. I can get past these 3 Frostbites. So you pitch your Frostbites to play a card from hand that costs 0 to get rid of the Frostbites.
Mm-hmm.
Icelander can react at instant speed from Arsenal, creating more Frostbites. Then she can pop the Wizard Boots and use another card that sees all the Frostbites, including the 3 that you already paid for, but they just haven't popped yet, creating more Frostbites and then dealing damage per Frostbite she's seen.
Oh, the Ice Eternal.
And here's my issue. I paid. Now I understand. No one needs to explain mechanics and the stack and the instant speed. I get all that, right? I've top forward enough ProQuest to be able to say I know how to play the game. The issue is, it forced a blue out of my hand that I could have alternatively used to block Arcane, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's taxing me with more so it's 3 taxes. That's sort of my grief, because if it was just 1, I understand it's a tax heavy deck, same as Oldham, like, or Lexi. I've lost to a Lexi. I would have top forward a ProQuest, because when she had 3 life, she got a Channel Lake Frigid out. I get it. It didn't make me want to quit the game. I go, well, that sucks, but like, the card is the card. This is the Frostbite's a tax 1, right?
Mm-hmm.
The second tax is, I also had an Oasis Respite in hand, or a Sand Cover, like an instant which would make me survive.
Yeah.
I still have to pay 3 more because the original Frostbites.
That's actually because when I saw your tweet, I ran.
Sure.
That's not what would happen. Oh wait, hang on. No, yes, no. So yes, you're right. It would happen that way because it's purely the instant.
Sure, but this is my issue.
But you've got to let the first lot go, and then
Which in this case, because the player has added arcane damage and then a waning moon, I can't respond to the arcane or the waning moon anymore without paying more.
Where were you
I can
health
respond to the
wise?
damage. By the way, I would have won the game. This is where people like, I'm not just a salty kid for losing.
Yeah, no.
I was way ahead on that game. I could have taken the 9 to the face.
Yeah.
Because I'm playing Pummel Dromite. I do not lose to Wizard on Pummel Dromite. Like, I'm going to do 18 to you next turn anyway. It doesn't matter.
You just said Pummel Dromite, and then my head just was like, okay.
It's my own little brew.
Yeah,
me and Phil, like, I made the deck, Phil tweaked it, and I had 4-0 armories with it. It's quite strong, right?
Okay.
My point is not that I'm going to lose or win. The point is, I get taxed first, then I get taxed again. I can't play the instant. And then the third thing is...
But he did pop his boots, right?
Sure. I understand that they've sacrificed a lot to do that.
That one-off move, yeah.
Here's my problem. When you sit down, if you put the maths into a spreadsheet, because this happened 2 weeks in a row in the same armory, different people. The first time I would have had to have 5 blues, 5 in hand to survive in Blitz.
I was just right.
So even if I played it perfectly, because that was someone that set up frost hexes and stuff, right? So
was this Blitz, not CC?
Look, CC, I don't mind. I'm talking about Blitz specifically.
Oh, okay. I see. When you say Blitz, me personally, I'm in that boat of like, I don't mind. Blitz can do whatever it wants.
The reason I care is I still had like 19 health. It's still a scenario where in CC it just monumentally sucks because no deck has 5 blues in hand.
No.
And the second time I would have had to have 3 blues in hand to have a turn, which I understand taxing, but like, Channel Lake is like for every action you want to do, but you can do a couple of actions. Like, you can set up and play a potion during a Channel Lake and pass. It's taxing, but it's not non-interactive. The Icelander thing feels, no matter what you do all game, doesn't matter how well you play or where you leave your health. If they get enough frost hexes out, they can just go, no, fuck you, you're dead. Like, it doesn't matter. I know Kano does that, but Kano's like mathematically infinitely harder to play. And if you mess up on Kano, you just die. Like, Kano, you're walking a tightrope from the very start that you're either going to die soon or you're going to kill them. There's no like room for one round misplay on Kano. Icelander taxes you all game and then puts you in the same sort of trap as Kano, where you get to that point like if there's like 3 frost takers out, you're dead anyway, no matter what you do.
I think you probably on Twitter. I think it's probably that case. When I was reading that, I was kind of like, "Oh, okay, God." But it's kind of fascinating, really, how a lot of people sort of read that. I had no idea you meant Blitz, because I can imagine in Blitz, I was like, "Oh yeah, no, yeah, that would be kind of crazy." But my thing with Blitz is that's kind of for almost anyone. Like she's not exclusive to the bullshittery. You know, Reiner can just go, oh, I can be bullshit. Do you know what I mean? He can just go bullshit.
But again, Reiner you can play around. So if you really want to big brain it against Reiner, and you just want to make a deck that never loses to Reiner, you can.
You don't think you can do that with Icelander?
No, you can't.
Well, not even with
You'd literally run all blue. Okay, but that's if you're playing a Guardian.
Yeah,
that's different. Well, I was already playing Dromai.
Oh, okay.
And my instants were costing 3. So any instance I played would all cost 3, even though technically I paid for them. Those frostbites are paid for. Maybe it's. By the way, I know how to beat it. I just don't like that. That's. And my biggest gripe is that if I was trying to explain this to a new player, I don't know why they'd play the game. Okay. Like if a new player who's going to play Blitz sits down, and you get them in front of Oldhim or Icelander. My older brother played Oldhim, never played the game again. Like that's just fact.
Right.
He plays Hearthstone like a fiend. Couldn't get him to continue playing Flesh and Blood because his first match was against Oldhim. He's like, what is this crap? Like you told me I can block an attack and I can never block an attack. And I'm like, oh yeah, it kind of sucks in Blitz.
Yeah. That's probably why they never made an Icelander BlitzCon deck. But we were saying that you never, apart from that one time when you were playing Icelander, we were just about to say what made Thunder, and then we said Iceland, and you went right. That's it. So
look, I'm not going to quit the game. Am I less likely to play Blitz now if I know there's a lot of Icelanders around? 100%. It's not fun.
Well,
it's not fun.
Come sit in my club.
It's not fun.
You can come sit in my club. I don't play Blitz. I don't think Blitz is the most well fleshed out thing ever. I think it's fine for shits and gigs. I put it in the same boat as Commoner of going, it's bullshit. There's loads of bullshit going on. Just shits and gigs. Throw some stuff. Someone's going to do some absolute crazy bullshit, and then go, yay, I did it. And you're like, yeah, I know. We wrapped this up in 2-3 turns. You know, remember Viscerai? You know, it was all that.
I do remember Viscerai.
It was dumb as shit. This is why I prefer CC.
18 rune chance turn 1. Okay.
Yeah, sure. But so you were sitting in the car, talking to.
Yeah, so that's what Thunder is. Thunder is us talking crap. Talking about negative, positive, whatever, and we're always bouncing off each other. So we thought, why not? Like, also we have some colorful characters in Sydney, as you can see.
Yeah,
cosplayers. Oh, dude, everyone's amazing.
I loved. That was like particularly my favorite. He's very, very funny, and yes, he should be doing more content. And I was very happy to hear that he did it. He goes at his pace. He's not going at the YouTube pace, and I know the YouTube pace is brutal.
Which is fine.
Yeah, which is great.
That's the thing. Real fans will watch anyway.
Yeah,
real fans. Like I will click on his video whenever it pops up.
Yeah, same here.
A lot of people are like, I just wish more people knew about him. He does definitely go back all the way. Look, he just needs his own. He needs to settle down where he's moving and figure out his schedule and stuff.
It's that weird thing, isn't it? Of where if you don't. You gotta keep your finger slightly on it. You know, you can't be like whenever I want, because you still got to do like 1 or 2. Right? Still got to be like, yeah, don't worry, I'll see you next month.
Well, I've been like that for a couple of weeks now. I think I've posted once. I had some trouble getting Uprising stock, and then I'm thinking of getting into like actual gameplay content because I enjoy playing, so I don't mind playing and recording. But I need to find an editor that's gonna. I do not have time to edit gameplay, like Fabrica level or even Arsenal Pass level. It's a lot of work.
It's
to have the card come up.
Oh, would you want? Is that how you want to make sure that all the cards pop up and everything like that?
I want to definitely do a learn to play video. I don't think anyone's even done that remotely close to how it should be, because it's still most of the learn to play.
Not even to most of the learn to college. What's it? Is it not? Is it Tolarian?
Tolarian's done one. DM Armada's done one. Yeah. And you know what they all miss? Like I never played card games. It doesn't even tell me to have some dice with me. It doesn't tell me to have a notepad for life. Like I needed that when I started. It doesn't even tell me how to track stuff. Like none of it. It just tells you. It's like assumed knowledge. It's like most PC games these days assume you've played a PC game before. Like WASD is how you move. But when you're building a tutorial that's like full access, like people with disability or how young they are or whatever, dude, you need to tell me you need some dice, you need a pen and paper. You need to start there.
Yeah, sure. I mean,
that's what I'm saying. Learn to play is like, this is how you play a game of Flesh and Blood. These are the tools you need. Playmat decks. Like, I'll do it with the classic battles probably, but it needs to be. That's so step one. Step two is continuing to make sure that when we play, people can, as much as you can with a card game, explain what's going on. So I don't want to say everything we're doing, but ideally on the screen, it's explaining what card was played, that kind of thing.
Well, just everyone keep your eyes peeled for the for the future fun with Fluke. Oh, there you go. Bobby just gave you a
to be honest, Funder's like, okay, I have an unboxing channel.
Yeah.
Funder is my other Flesh and Blood thing. So I'm already doing that once a week and I love doing it.
Yeah.
And I think longevity wise, that's the channel. Like I can open boxes when new sets come out anyway. I can get an alpha box for Christmas and pop it and do a stream and people love it. But community and characters and talking about the game like we're doing now, that's really what has more benefit to the game than just me opening packs. Like opening packs is a hobby, but it's a very small part of my hobby now.
Yeah, I understand. It's you welcome to the podcast game. Well, I think we
will grow it. We'll grow it.
Yeah, I'll link will be in the description. This honestly, everyone check out their content. It is very entertaining. You've got two extremely like dynamic characters in the actual in the program. You know how it's just really good. Honestly, give it a check out. It's long, but you don't realize how long you've been listening to, and that is a sign of a very good.
It is on Spotify as well, so you can do it while you drive or whatever.
Yeah, that's what I do. Anyway, I think we'll leave it there. Unless there's any, I'm going to give you this opportunity. Shout outs. Anything you want to say thanks to?
Oh look, no, we I don't know. You are on Twitter. You know about this last skirmish playmat? It finally dropped today.
Wow. Okay.
The controversial one. You know what I'm talking about?
I haven't seen it.
So it's the Last Supper with like all different content
I have
creators
seen
and James White as Jesus.
Well, I wouldn't know that because I wasn't on it, but whatever.
Look, I didn't. This
I know.
was not
don't worry.
I asked.
I second I saw this, I just went. No one's going to be happy. No one's going to be happy, and I'm not on it.
I
just have to be on this.
Someone with 30 followers on Twitter did it in response to Melody Likes challenge. She did a meme challenge.
It's basically a portrait of the shit he likes, and then it got hijacked with everyone else.
And then they're like, "Can you add me? Can you add me?" And then other people like, "Can we print it?" So I asked the guy, I go, "Dude, I'll hit the print button, but I just want your permission." And he's like, "If you're gonna print it, donate to Planned Parenthood and St. Jude's." I go, "Dude, fine, done." You know what's crazy, dude? There's a comment on my video right now by a guy called Guns and Pops. That's his name, Guns and Pops, saying, "You don't like cancel culture, but you'll donate to a company that cancels babies' lives." That's literally a comment. You cannot keep everyone happy. I'm telling you, the donation has. I'm Australian, man. I don't give a hoot about
it's fucking wild. No, but
I don't even know all.
Yeah, you can't win. You literally can't win. You got a playmat of people of where you got a load of people going, well, I'm not on it. And then you just donate it to some things where you got a group of people going, well, you shouldn't fucking do that. It's like, oh, fuck off the lot of you. Here's your mat.
No, but that's what I said. That's literally what I said when people like mentioned me in tweets. I go, I'm going to print whatever I want. Yeah, fuck off. That's literally what I wrote. Just leave it. Don't buy it. I don't need your money. People ask, like, I figured not everyone can afford to go print the minimum 50 playmats for fun for a meme. I can afford it. Also, I'll make the money back. Like, I have the platform to sell it at least. While if like this guy with 30 followers invested 700 US or whatever,
Yeah.
he's not going to get his money back. You know what I mean?
No.
It's just a fun thing. But that's it. That's my only shout out. Flukenbox.shop if you want the non-Hamish included play mats.
So they probably sell more.
But are you wearing a shirt on it or no? That's the problem. Probably they took you off because you weren't wearing a shirt, man.
Yeah, it's probably because they're like, this guy shows up shirtless. Fuck this. No, I'm joking. I watched it. It was very fun. It's really cool to see all these. There was quite a few names on there that I didn't even know, so it helped me sort of go and check out who they were, and it sounded like a really fun project. And I'm glad that the whole thing's going to charity as well. So that's
exactly.
That's
like
it.
I'll make some profit inverted commas for all the shipping and handling I got to do, but for a $30 playmat, $10 goes towards the charities.
Yeah.
That's it. It's not a super profitable ordeal. I just think the community wanted it. It's hilarious as a playmat. It's just funny.
It is really cool. Yeah, it's
like
great.
James White is in the middle of it. There's me and Tall Timmy and Yazi.
Yeah, I know.
It's just because you don't have enough subs, bro. That's why.
Oh, really?
No, I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding.
The fuck do you think I invited you on? I'm joking. I'm just going to get everyone on this mat. What is your end game? To get on the fucking mat.
Just cross their faces off one by one till you get them all on. Yeah. No, it was like I said. I didn't touch it. I took it, I put a frame on it, and I printed it. Yeah,
it's fine. I'm only joking.
Also, you couldn't fit anyone.
I thought you were about to say you couldn't fit me in.
No.
Big guy.
I wouldn't say that to your face. Yeah, no. We couldn't have fit everyone. Like if you start, there's like whatever 12 people in the playmat. You know what I mean?
It's like I said, the whole thing was just no one's winning. The guy should have just went. These are my favorite, and this is my mat. Fuck off the lot of you.
Well, anyway. Now my name's on it, so I'm going to cop the heat.
Right, dude. We'll leave it here. Thank you, honestly, so much. This is genuinely our first time actually, getting to know each other. So it's been a blast. I've been hearing you on the audio waves and on the internet, and 100% just who you are on the internet is who you are, which is just a very fun, loving, easy, chill dude. Amazing.
I try.
Doesn't look like you do try. It just seems this is natural, baby. This is natural.
Thank you.
No worries.
Thanks for noticing.
No, it's okay.
All right, Hamish.
Peace out. Bye-bye.
See you guys.